sit and enjoy that moment that, that Champions League music hits. Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. So it is finally that time. Newcastle United are going to be playing in the Champions League tomorrow evening against AC Milan at the San Siro. This is finally the time we have all been waiting for. Some haven't even witnessed this before. Of course, me being of a certain age, I've been able to witness this. I was able to see, of course, Newcastle play at St James's Park when we took on Juventus and a number of other teams as well. So I've witnessed this before, but there's so many fans out there in the Newcastle United fan base that will be witnessing this for the very first time, and a lot of who have witnessed it but will be so excited that we are finally back at the pinnacle of club football. The Champions League is the tip top of club football. It's the highest you can go in competitions in club football, and Newcastle are back in it after a fantastic season last season. We will be playing Champions League football, the first of 6 Champions League games in the group stages against AC Milan tomorrow night. 5:45 kickoff here in the UK. If you're over in Italy, of course, it is a 6:45 kickoff with that 1 hour ahead of us difference, of course. There's 4,000 Newcastle fans that have travelled across there. It's complete sellout crowd for Newcastle's section of the stadium. And this is a massive stadium. This is where my boys Inter Milan play. This is a fantastic stadium, and I can't wait to see Newcastle go into this stadium tomorrow night and put in an absolutely fantastic performance and prove all of them doubters out there wrong. But main focus is, to put in the performance and give them 4,000 Newcastle fans and us fans back at home and around the world watching on TV a absolute show that we have all been waiting for. I mean, you can see I have been after this for a long time. I've got the Champions League badge on sleeve. I am up for this. I want to see Newcastle put in the best performance we can possibly put in this Champions League, and I want to go out there and perform to the ability I know we can perform at. We have been an absolutely sensational team, since Eddie Howe came through the door. We're just drilling teams right, left and centre. Of course, this season's been a little bit of a slow starter, but at the end of the day, we have had to take on 4 of the teams who finished inside the top 7. So when you look at it from that aspect of things, it is going to be a little bit of a slow start. But this is a chance now. We've gotten the win at the weekend there against Brentford. 1-0 win at St James's Park. It's time to rock into the San Siro tomorrow night and beat AC Milan and prove all of them people out there that we are at the best. We are the best team out there. And of course, for all of the Newcastle fans out there in Italy, in Milan, if you're travelling around Italy on Monday, there is, of course, a strike of local transport workers being called over there, which is anticipated to affect the buses, trams and services as well for the metro. So, of course, make sure that you do check out the latest information on that one, and, make sure that you do get yourselves to where you need to go. And pretty cheap as well. I was watching the Magpie channel last night, and I watched Matty's video on there, and it was 130 quid for a taxi. 130 euros, for a taxi. That is a lot of money. They are going to be eye gouging the shite out of us Newcastle fans, because that is the way it is. That's the way it goes these days. They are going to make as much money out of the Champions League as they possibly can in Milan. But looking at AC Milan's team news going into the game, of course, like I said, I took on AC Milan, of course, when we were taking on Brentford, and AC Milan were on the end of a 5-1 defeat. A 5-1 defeat to Inter Milan. Inter absolutely tore AC Milan apart. And of course, they were on an unbeaten run, AC Milan, before they went into that game. So they are going to be licking their wounds. They might even have their tails up a bit, going into this one. So it's going to be interesting to see how we approach this game. It's going to be interesting to see how AC Milan approach this game as well. But it is going to be an absolutely fantastic game for both sides and for neutrals as well. Looking at this game, we do have a little bit of a problem going into the game, of course, in the fact that Joelinton will miss it due to a knee injury, while, of course, Joe Willock and Emil Kraft and Sandro Tonali are doubtful starters for the game. Hopefully Sandro Tonali does get a play in this game. It would be absolutely fantastic to see him, score at the San Siro against AC Milan and then kiss the Newcastle United badge. I don't think that would happen, to be honest, but it would be nice to see him do, the goal, getting the goal for Newcastle in the San Siro against his old side, and even more so, with him being an AC Milan fan as well. The referee for this game is going to be Jose Maria Sanchez. I'm not too sure who this referee is, to be honest. I haven't seen much of the Champions League referees, and I don't really know much about them. But on VAR is Alejandro Hernandez as well. It's going to be Spanish officials on the referee and VAR, and there's a German as I think the fourth official is going to be a German. But looking at these stats, of course, going into the game, this will be Newcastle's 130th competitive game in European competitions, including the Intertoto Cup ties, but excluding the Anglo-Italian competition. The 134th was a 1-1 home draw with Benfica in the Europa League, of course, back in April of 2013, the last time we were in Europe. And this will be the third time that Newcastle have played competitively at the San Siro. Both previous visits were against City rivals, of course, Inter Milan, where, of course, Newcastle drew 1-1 in the Intercities Fairs Cup in 70-71. And 2002-2003, it was a 2-2 draw. Shearer bagging both the goals in that, of course, in the Champions League. Newcastle also faced Inter in their previous game, Ambrosini Milan, at the San Siro in 1929. The visitors, of course, winning a stormy, friendly 1-0 with 30,000 watching. And this will be the first ever time we have played AC Milan in a competitive game, and of course it sees Newcastle play our 25th Champions League game as well. So there's a lot of records being broke here, even before we've started to play this game. So I'm going to go, of course, for a very optimistic Newcastle 2-1 win against AC Milan. Get off on the right foot in this Champions League campaign. This is the first of 6 games, and this is being described as the group of death, the toughest group the UEFA Champions League and UEFA have ever produced. Of course, and this will be the last time that it will be set in this format as well, with next season going into a more of a league format, of course. So this will be the last time that it will be in the group format. So this is the last ever group of death you will see in the Champions League. It's going to be an interesting one, a very, very interesting game. I just can't wait for it. It's going to be so exciting to be sitting in front of the TV at home. I would love to be there in Milan, but unfortunately I can't. I don't have the money for that. I don't have the funds to be able to do that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to enjoy it in front of the TV with my dad, with my family, of course, and sit and enjoy that moment that, that Champions League music hits. That is just going to be the moment, every Newcastle fan is going to sit there, take a big deep breath and say, yes, we have made it back to the big time. Let us know your thoughts, of course, down in the comments below. Hit a like on the video, and I'll see you all for the match reaction after the game tomorrow night. However, lads.